Here is the ugly truth that no one wants to believe. Women hate successful women. There, we said it. What is going on, basketball fans? We have drama in the women's game, and you need to see this. College phenom Caitlin Clark is tearing up the court, but something strange is happening. WNBA players seem to be throwing shade her way. Is there beef between Clark and the pros? Did Caitlin Clark just do something that sent shockwaves through the league? We're talking trash talk, questionable fouls, and maybe even a little bullying. Is Caitlin Clark the best player we've seen in years? Or is the hype machine ready to explode? We're gonna break down the Caitlin Clark versus ANGEL REESE controversy and what it means for the future of women's basketball. Is Caitlin Clark getting the respect she deserves? Or are the WNBA veterans trying to keep a rising star down? This video is about to go viral, so hit that subscribe button and buckle up. You won't believe what's going on between Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. While headlines scream, WNBA hates Caitlin Clark, the reality is more nuanced. Sure, negativity does exist. There could be a freshman hype backlash, with veterans feeling overshadowed. Perhaps her high-octane style clashes with some teammates' preferences. Envy, though a harsh term, cannot be ruled out entirely. But hold on, isn't a rising star like Clark exactly what the WNBA needs? Her highlight reel plays could be drawing new fans to the league. Maybe the focus should be less on drama and more on the potential for Clark and established stars to push women's basketball to new heights. But anyhow, here are some of the bullying Caitlin has received. Let's start with the basics and work our way to Caitlin's biggest nemesis, Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark, the talented point guard for the Iowa Hawkeyes, has been the target of significant social media harassment throughout her college basketball career. This harassment often takes the form of derogatory and sexist comments, which can be seen across various social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. These comments frequently go beyond mere criticism of her performance and delve into personal attacks on her appearance, demeanor, and even her character. One recurring theme in the comments directed at Clark is sexism. As a prominent female athlete, she faces a type of scrutiny that her male counterparts often do not. Comments about her looks, for example, are common, with some users making derogatory remarks about her physical appearance rather than focusing on her athletic skills. Phrases like, "she should smile more," or "she's too masculine," are disturbingly prevalent, reflecting a broader societal issue where female athletes are often judged by their appearance rather than their abilities. In addition to sexist remarks, Clark also receives a significant amount of vitriolic criticism after losses or poor performances. Social media users can be brutally harsh, often questioning her competence and leadership. Phrases like overrated and choker are frequently seen in the comment sections of her posts or in tweets mentioning her. This kind of feedback can be demoralizing, especially when it comes in waves after high-stakes games. Following a notable loss or a game where Clark underperforms, the volume of negative comments increases, highlighting the often toxic nature of sports fandom on social media. There have also been instances where Clark has been compared unfavorably to other players, both male and female. These comparisons are sometimes made in a derogatory manner, suggesting that she doesn't measure up to her peers. This can create an additional layer of pressure, as she is not only striving to perform at her best, but also to meet the often unrealistic expectations set by these comparisons. Another aspect of the harassment Clark faces is the use of social media memes and edited videos aimed at mocking her. These posts often go viral, spreading the negativity to an even broader audience. For example, after a game where Clark missed a crucial shot, a meme showing her failure with a mocking caption might circulate widely, amplifying the criticism and making it inescapable for her. Despite these challenges, Caitlin Clark continues to excel on the court, demonstrating resilience and determination. However, the social media harassment she endures is a stark reminder of the hostility that female athletes often face in the public eye, and it underscores the need for a more respectful and supportive sports culture. But this is not all. Caitlin Clark has faced notable instances of taunting from opponents during her basketball career, with some incidents drawing widespread attention and sparking discussions on sportsmanship. One of the most high-profile examples occurred during the 2023 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game between the Iowa Hawkeyes and LSU Tigers. In this game, LSU's Angel Reese directed taunting gestures towards Clark, including the "you can't see me" hand wave, popularized by wrestler John Cena, and pointing to her ring finger to signify winning the championship. Reese's actions were a direct mimic of Clark's own celebratory gestures used earlier in the tournament, creating a media frenzy. This incident ignited a national conversation about the boundaries of competitive behavior and sportsmanship, with opinions split. Some viewed Reese's actions as unsportsmanlike and excessive, while others saw it as a justified and entertaining part of the game, noting that Clark had used similar gestures herself. The debate also touched on issues of race and gender, with discussions about the differing perceptions and treatment of black and white athletes when it comes to expressions of competitive spirit. In other games, Clark has been subject to verbal taunts and disrespectful comments from opposing players. For example, opponents have been seen making mocking gestures or delivering snide remarks during intense moments of the game, aiming to rattle Clark and gain a psychological edge. These instances of taunting often escalate during high-stakes matches, where the pressure and emotions run high. Despite these provocations, Clark has generally maintained her composure on the court, often responding with stellar performances that underscore her talent and mental toughness. Caitlin Clark has faced significant media criticism throughout her career, with some comments crossing the line into personal attacks rather than focusing on her athletic performance. Analysts and commentators have sometimes scrutinized her intensely, especially after losses or subpar performances. For instance, following Iowa's loss to LSU in the 2023 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, some media outlets harshly criticized Clark's performance and leadership abilities. Certain sports commentators have also questioned her style of play, labeling her as overly aggressive or too dominant, which can carry negative connotations in the context of women's sports. These critiques often fail to recognize the high level of skill and competitive spirit she brings to the game, instead framing her assertiveness in a negative light. Additionally, there have been instances where Clark's behavior on the court, such as her celebratory gestures and interactions with opponents, has been the subject of intense media scrutiny. These discussions sometimes include a double standard, as similar actions by male athletes often receive less criticism. This type of media coverage not only impacts Clark personally, but also reflects broader issues in how female athletes are portrayed and judged in the sports media landscape. Caitlin Clark has faced substantial public backlash, especially following high-profile games and performances. After Iowa's loss to LSU in the 2023 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship, social media platforms were flooded with negative comments targeting Clark. Critics often labeled her as overrated or a choker, questioning her abilities and leadership during crucial moments. This public criticism isn't limited to losses. Even during successful outings, Clark has been subjected to derogatory remarks from detractors who seek to downplay her achievements. Some fans and social media users, driven by rivalry or bias, have posted disparaging comments, suggesting that her success is due to factors other than her talent and hard work. In addition to online harassment, Clark has encountered backlash from fans of opposing teams. These fans frequently engage in hostile behavior, such as booing and heckling, during games. For example, during away games, Clark has been the target of chants and jeers intended to unsettle her and disrupt her focus. Caitlin Clark has frequently faced hostile crowd behavior during away games, where opposing fans employ various tactics to rattle her performance. In several instances, Clark has been subjected to relentless booing and heckling, aimed at disrupting her concentration and undermining her confidence. One notable incident occurred during a game against a rival team, where the opposing crowd chanted derogatory phrases and made personal attacks. These chants often included sexist and demeaning language, reflecting a broader issue of gender-based hostility in sports. The intensity of such crowd behavior can be particularly pronounced in high-stakes or closely contested matches, where emotions run high. Additionally, there have been games where specific individuals in the crowd have targeted Clark with personalized taunts. These individuals may reference her previous performances, mistakes, or even personal aspects of her life, attempting to get under her skin and affect her gameplay. But then again, none of this really compares to what she has to face against Angel Reese. And this is how it started. The controversy between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese during the 2023 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship sparked a significant debate about sportsmanship, race, and gender in sports. The incident occurred after LSU's victory over Iowa, where Reese taunted Clark by mimicking her celebratory gestures, such as the "you can't see me" hand wave and pointing to her ring finger. These actions were a direct response to Clark's similar behavior in previous games. Reese's taunting of Clark was seen by some as unsportsmanlike and excessive, while others viewed it as a justified and entertaining part of the game, pointing out that Clark had used similar gestures herself. This incident highlighted differing perceptions of acceptable behavior in sports, with racial dynamics playing a crucial role in the discourse. Many Black women, including fans and commentators, expressed support for Reese and criticized the backlash she received. They argued that Reese was unfairly targeted for behavior that is often celebrated or overlooked when performed by white athletes or male athletes. This criticism reflects broader societal issues where Black athletes, especially women, are scrutinized more harshly and are often portrayed negatively for actions that are considered passionate or competitive when done by others. Some commentators pointed out that Clark's gestures were celebrated as confidence and swagger, while Reese's similar actions were condemned. This double standard fueled resentment among Black women, who see it as a reflection of the systemic bias and racism that permeates sports and society at large. They argued that Black athletes are frequently subjected to a different set of expectations and are often criticized for behavior that is normalized or even praised in white athletes. Prominent voices in the sports community, including former athletes and media personalities, weighed in on the controversy. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith defended Reese, arguing that the criticism she faced was racially motivated and that her actions were a legitimate part of competitive sports. Social media was also flooded with comments from fans who echoed these sentiments, highlighting the racial dynamics at play. Despite the controversy, both Clark and Reese have expressed mutual respect for each other's skills and contributions to the game. Clark acknowledged that trash talking is a part of basketball and did not take Reese's actions personally. This response underscores the complex nature of the controversy, where the athletes themselves may not perceive the animosity that some fans and commentators project onto them. The Clark Reese controversy underscores the need for a more nuanced understanding of sportsmanship, one that considers the intersections of race and gender. It also highlights the ongoing challenges faced by Black women in sports who must navigate a landscape where their actions are often judged through a biased lens. So, there is a full-blown war between Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. Hold your horses. It's more like a heated rookie versus veteran showdown. Clark just dropped a dime on Angel Reese, proving she's not backing down. Did Caitlin Clark silence the haters? Maybe some veterans feel threatened by her scorching talent. Maybe the media is stirring the pot. But one thing's clear, Caitlin Clark ain't afraid of a challenge. Is she the future of the WNBA or a passing fad? We'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, you won't want to miss the next chapter in this epic rivalry. Hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell, because this is just the beginning.